Swisher. What's up, Nick?
Good morning, everybody. How you guys doing?
Very good.
Doing great.
We are great. So are you, apparently. All right, let's get right in.
I'm trying.
So the Dodgers actually once drafted pitcher David Price. Last night, he continued to shake up the postseason demons with a really good start. How impressive was Price getting his first World Series win as a starter?
That was awesome. I mean, to know the problems that he's had in the postseason, what was he, 0-9 in his first 11 starts? For him to get his first win there in the postseason earlier, and then to be able to get his first World Series win last night was amazing. He's been absolutely phenomenal, and I think something happened. When he was warming up in the bullpen in Houston for Game 4, not knowing if he was going to come in the game or not, right? He said he found something, right? He says he has evolved over the course of this entire postseason. So to see what he's been doing has been great. And also, too, last night, hey, Nick, he had them fly all-white J's on last night with them red laces. Feel good, you play good, man. And that's exactly what he did last night for the Red Sox.
He's right. I've always said this. Michael Jordan, the greatest marketer of all time. Hey, I got a question for you. Was last night the night Red Sox fans were dreaming of when they signed Price and J.D. Martinez, seeing them both two do it in conjunction?
I mean, it's nice to see that. It's nice to spend all that money on big-time players, and those guys come up clutch. J.D. Martinez has been the catalyst for that lineup. I mean, I think Mookie Betts is going to win the MVP. But if that designated hitter thing wasn't a big deal, I think J.D. Martinez could definitely win that MVP. To have two guys in your lineup whose OPS is over 1,000 in the regular season, and to watch the success that both of those guys are having, especially with runners on and 2 outs. This team has been absolutely amazing. They scored 4 out of 4 runs last night, all with 2 outs. And if you can't shut down innings in the World Series, chances of you winning that championship are real slim.
Yeah, we know through 11 games in this World Series, they haven't lost on the road, but 36 of those 68 runs have come with 2 outs. Is this offense portable? Can they take it from the cold, frigid, in the 40s, mid-40s, the last 2 nights when they go to Dodger Stadium? Do you think that lineup travels well?
Well, I tell you what they're not going to be traveling with is them heavy coats, because it's beautiful out here, man. It's like 80 degrees every day. And I think that's one thing that people need to take into consideration. The weather can be a difference maker, right? The Los Angeles Dodgers aren't used to playing in 40-degree rainy weather. Dude, that is right up Boston's alley. Those guys feel at home right there. That's exactly what they're used to doing. But now when they come back out here to L.A., right, they have a game off right today, and then they'll get it fired back up tomorrow. I think when they come back out here, the Dodgers are going to thaw themselves out. Can't think about winning all 4 games at once. Got to think about winning each game at a time, one by one, and to get themselves back in the series.
Nick, before this series started, I asked you how much of this series was going to come down to managerial decisions and whether one of them could outmanage the other one. What do you make of Alex Cora using starters in relief appearances?
Oh, man, I mean, how awesome has Alex Cora been? I mean, he's been so phenomenal all year long. I mean, this guy is amazing. For him to be using Nathan Eovaldi the way that he's been using him has been absolutely phenomenal. Did you know last night that the Boston Red Sox relief pitchers averaged 98.4 miles an hour on their fastballs? That's absolutely unbelievable. You get David Price for 6 innings. Then you get Joe Kelly for 1 inning, right? Nathan Eovaldi coming in, throwing flames in the 8th. And then you got to face one of the best closers in the game in Craig Kimbrell. That doesn't seem like a very good success for the Dodgers to win.
All right, let's go to the Dodgers side. Dave Roberts, after Game 1, I hate being the guy to criticize the manager. In Game 1, I didn't understand going to Ryan Madson.
He always says that, then he criticizes the manager or the coach. He
I
always
doing this,
does
but
that.
let me do it.
Yeah. Okay, well, I don't like to do it. I feel like I have to do it. It's my responsibility to do it. Game 1, high-leverage situation. Let's go to our 7th best reliever, Ryan Madson, a guy who almost blew the Royals 1 World Series in the last 35 years, a few years ago. And then last night does it again. He does it again. Ryan Madson, first Game 1, let's walk the first guy on 4 pitches. Yesterday, let's walk first guy on 5 pitches. Like, I know that he has a 0.0 ERA, but he's allowed all 5 inherited runners to score. What did you make of going to Ryan Madson in back-to-back games in high-leverage spots?
Well, I mean, that's the reason why Dave Roberts is in there. And on the other side, bro, if we couldn't be Monday morning quarterback, bro, none of us would have a job. So
Amen.
I think right now, Dave Roberts has made some moves where in his heart and on paper, the numbers say that was the move to make, right? He felt great against Madsen, especially against Steve Pearce right there. Righty on righty in that situation. Benintendi had an amazing at-bat against Ryu, the at-bat before, to walk, to get the bases loaded. Obviously, Madsen's not a guy that walks a lot of guys. So, when it comes to that, Dave Roberts, I think he made the right call. It just hasn't played out the way it is. And I think that's what people need to understand. In analytics, when you have a mass, broad, big subject size, right, it usually works out. But when you're in the playoffs and there's a short sample size, all that analytics doesn't always pay off. Sometimes you need to throw that out of the window and go with your best players.
Walker Buehler coming off a solid performance in game number 7 in Milwaukee. What do you expect? Does he have the same approach, or does he change that going against this Boston lineup?
Oh, bro, Cece, this kid is nasty, man. I got the chance to meet him a couple weeks ago on the golf course, and the swag that he's got, man, he's got the swag, he's cocky, he's got the stuff to back it up. When you're throwing your fastball upwards of 100 miles an hour with that snapdragon curve, I think for him, that win in Game 7 against Milwaukee propelled him, hopefully, to that next level, confidence-wise. And I don't think there's anybody that the Los Angeles Dodgers won on that mound other than maybe Clayton Kershaw, but Walker Buehler is their guy, man. I think that they wish they had him ready for Game 2 and maybe push Ryu back to Game 3. But then again, Walker Buehler pitches amazing at home, a place he feels extremely comfortable.
What about on the other side with Rick Porcello? How comfortable do you think he can feel? This is going to be a big game. It puts the Red Sox in a great position if he can have a great outing tonight.
Jenna, I think they're in a pretty good spot right now. I mean, up 2-0, right? Going back home, going to L.A. I mean, I feel like Rick Porcello knows exactly what he's doing, man. I've been in the batter's box against this guy plenty of times. And if he can keep that sinker working, along with that changeup, mixing in the breaking ball, keeping those guys off balance, changing speeds, mixing height, I think he's going to have a tremendous start. I feel like he's one of those bulldogs that goes out and gives you everything he's got each and every time he takes the mound. And if you're one of his teammates, you appreciate that.
Swish, I bet Dodgers in 6. Should I just rip the ticket up, or do we have a chance for 4 straight
I'm
from
with
the
you,
Dodgers?
bro. I want something to go down in 7, man. I think Fox wants it. I want it. You want it.
Well, you know what? Maybe hold on. So we are 100 years removed from the curse starting, right? It was 1918, right? So
Yes,
maybe
sir.
the Red Sox go up 3-0 and then lose 4 straight, just the way they broke the curse by winning 4 straight after being down 3-0. Something.
You know what, Nick?
Yeah.
It doesn't look like that's going to happen this year. It really doesn't.
This is me ripping
I
up my
think
ticket.
that at this year, Boston just seems like they're the best team. Listen, man, they dominated the 100-win New York Yankees, right? They went in and put it on the 100-win Houston Astros. It just seems like every time the Boston Red Sox go up against somebody, we feel like they're not good enough. But what do? They just keep winning ball games. They are a relentless lineup, 1 through 9. They've got a tremendous bench. And the one thing that's really stepped out to me in the World Series is that bullpen was almost, you couldn't count on those guys in the regular season. But now in the postseason, that bullpen's become the weapon for them.
Nick, I've been trying to get Nick Wright to do exactly what you're doing with that recent new haircut of yours. A little more on top, a little less on the side.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I love
Keep it tight on the sides, bro, and let that top eat, bro.
Well, thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.